As it turns out, the most interesting and most watched videos that I ever do are review videos. So here we go with my newest toy. It is this. It's the Huawei Watch 2. What a great name. I, for the longest time, sported a Samsung Gear S smartwatch, which has an awesome curved screen that I've loved for years. It's like generation 1 and they're now on generation 3. So it's a little old, but I'm ready to venture into the round smartwatches. And that's what this is, so I'm ready to go. Let's cut her open. Opening this box made me thirsty for some dasani. Sponsor me, dasani.
Mia, did anybody feed the dog? Did you say you don't know it?
My first reaction is just that it's a little smaller than I thought that it would be. But I am used to a ginormous one. I've always been a fan of the square face watches. This is my first time giving into the round, which it seems like everything is moving towards. It comes with this proprietary charger, which I'm also not a super big fan of proprietary chargers. I mean, why not just jam a USB hole in there? Alright, I'm going to charge this up and then boot it up and be back. Booting her up for the first time. My old watch that I talked about, of course, Samsung does a proprietary watch OS called Tizen or something. I was ready to try out Android Wear, and so this runs Android Wear, as you can tell by the boot up here, a little Google logo. While this is taking some time to boot up, I will tell you why I think Android Wear is better and why I came back to Android Wear after using Tizen for a long time. The thing I liked about the watch that I used from Samsung that was Tizen, oh, it's ready to go, was that it was the first watch that like had a mic and a speaker so that you could literally take phone calls right on the watch and talk into the watch. And it also really only worked with Samsung phones, which I happen to be using a Samsung phone right now, but I don't always use Samsung phones. And so, because it only runs well on Samsung phones, that's of course kind of disappointing. Android Wear watches, though, run on any phone, which is great. It also seems like because less people use the Samsung watches, like the software doesn't come out. They're not making like tons and tons of apps for it like they are for this. Almost every Android app can work. Has like a little companion app that works with Android Wear. The first thing that I noticed with using this is that the screen sensitivity is just amazingly good, at least compared to the Samsung watch that I was using, which of course was like, I mean, it was like three versions old, but man, this is just so touch sensitive. Basically to hook up a Android Wear watch, all you need to do is turn it on, come to this screen, and download the software, download the Android Wear piece of software, and that's all you do. it will just go through some steps and you're connected and you're up and running. Shh. Android Wear is better than Tizen. Mia, what do you think about this? I can't hear you, Mia, because my watch is too loud.
It's good.
It's good?
You're gonna get coffee.
Doubtful. After I spent one day with my new Huawei Smart Watch 2, I have a couple things to say and wrap up of this video. I didn't necessarily have high hopes for this watch when I chose to try it out, but man, I really like it. It's beautiful. The speed of it, the scrolling is so smooth and awesome. I had an old Android Wear watch, but man, since Android Wear 2 came out, man, these watches are so much better than ever. And like before, it was like, hey, if people ask me, hey, should you have a smartwatch? And like before, I was always like, I don't know. If you're gonna wear a watch anyway, maybe you want one. But they're not like completely useful. But man, this watch, look at it. This watch is useful. It's useful, and it's quality, and it's waterproof, and it's smooth, and I can answer phone calls. I can answer texts. I can choose to answer by voice or by touching a little keyboard, which also works surprisingly well for like a little circle keyboard. It works so good. I would recommend this watch to anyone that's looking for a smartwatch, and I would have to recommend it over the Samsung ones, even though I like Samsung, and I'm gonna get an S9.